Hello, everyone. My name is Randy Stufford. I'm with Expert Interview Series TV, and I'm really excited. I got an amazing guy coming on. His name is Rupert Whiting. He's a business coach right here in Vancouver, British Columbia, and he's going to answer a number of questions that we've been receiving from our viewers. Thank you so much for coming on board with us today, Rupert. How are you doing today?
I'm doing great, thanks, Randy. How are you?
Can you tell me what exactly does a business coach do?
It's a great question that because I think it confuses a lot of people, the difference between maybe a coach and a consultant. But essentially, a business coach should help a business owner close the gap between where they are today and where they want to be, but do it through asking really good questions and providing the insights and resources rather than doing it for the business owner. But essentially, it's closing that gap, closing that pain between where a business owner knows they could be and where they are today.
Sounds like there would be a whole lot of questions involved in that and some digging, probing questions.
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, a coach should be asking more questions than they should be doing telling, and it's as the client, as the business owner answers those questions, so they kind of gain insights into their own business. It's asking questions they maybe either have never asked themselves about their business or have asked themselves, but they let themselves get away with less than great answers or incomplete answers, and that's why the business is maybe has weaker foundations than they would like, and they're finding it difficult to leverage it to the success that they want to.
Well, being a business owner, I'm always worried about cost. What would a business coach typically cost me to come in and ask these questions?
A lot less than not having a business coach. So the way that we look at it is it's not a cost, it's an investment, in the same way as getting a good piece of software to help you become more efficient is not a cost of $100 or $200 a month. It's an investment of that money into your business performance. But let's talk about dollars and cents. Typically, a good business coach should be charging between $2,000 to $3,000 a month, and that would give you an hour to an hour and a half of their time every week, either on the phone or face to face. And you should be feeling at the end of that hour, wow, I'm going to be so much further ahead when I do this. When I act on the insights that I've got out of that session. So what we try and encourage people to do is not think of it as an hourly rate. Think of it as the impact that it's having.
So would you be saying that this time that they spend with you, is there some sort of trackable ROI for it, or how do you measure it?
There needs to be, and part of the sort of setup that a good coach will be doing with you is understanding what the baselines are. And you can't solve everything within any business at any one time. So understanding what it is that you want to achieve. Is it increase in sales? Is it increase in bottom line? Is it more time? A lot of business coaches are hired to give the business owner more time to themselves. So what is it? What is the metric that you're tracking? And then that's the one that you want to focus on. Not at the exclusion of all else. I mean, I can give a business owner lots of time off by turning their business, making it bankrupt, but that's not obviously the idea. The idea is maintain or improve the top line, but giving the owner more time off if that's the key thing. So everything needs to be measured.
Now, let's say that I wanted to engage with your services. What should I know before I approach you?
Well, kind of leading on from that last answer there, you want to know what it is you want to fix and be specific about it and understand what that gap is. So, I mean, we say nobody actually Googles Business Coach Vancouver. That just doesn't happen. In fact, the only people who Google Business Coach Vancouver are other business coaches who want to see, who's on number one. But that really doesn't matter. It's understanding what your pain is and finding a coach who can help you with that pain, who's maybe got a track record of doing that kind of thing. So being really specific. I mean, no business coach is going to come in and solve all your problems, but they can help you laser focus on the key issues that are killing or harming your business.
Well, interesting. How about sharing a few stories with us to help us get a better feel for what you're talking about?
Sure. So I had one client who I was introduced to, and his challenge was how to break away from being an hourly paid consultant, and he wanted to build a business. And that was just about a year ago now, and he's now grown it to 5 employees. He's taken his turnover from about 180,000 to 530,000 for the year. And his big thing was, I want to stop being paid by the hour. I want to build a business which has some legs to it. So I've helped him do that. Other businesses were looking for straight bottom line, or even actually some of them have just been top line, because they know the bottom line will flow from the top line. They just want to get more sales. So I had one client who was in retail, clothing retail, and we helped him year over year a 400% increase in in the month for that year over year. But it really depends. The impact that you have with a client is directly proportionate as a coach to their focus on a specific issue, because focusing is probably the #1 challenge for today's entrepreneurs. How do you do what's important and not too much else?
Do you find that's where the majority of the problems actually come from, the shiny object syndrome?
Shiny object syndrome and not being really clear on what's really important in their business. We talked about metrics earlier. One of the first things that I would do going into a business is help them set up some key metrics, maybe just 3 or 4, but those are the only ones that we need to measure. And everything else, everything we do needs to focus on those things, bearing in mind that these guys haven't got lots and lots of people working for them. They've got maybe 10 at most, typically. So we want to focus them and their team on just 3 or 4 key metrics, and that helps them filter all the noise that's out there, all the other opportunities. Like, is it going to move the needle on one of these metrics? If it is, then it's fair game.
What would happen if someone actually found you, called you up, they knew what was going to be going on with what they wanted, and they sat down? What kind of experience would they get from you?
What kind of experience would they get from working with me? And this is good advice for anybody looking for any business coach. I mean, I can't work with everybody, so everybody has to go and try and find a business coach with whom they get on. Now, it should be that right kind of tension there, Randy, between being a good friend, because this person is going to be a quasi-counselor, going to ask you lots of tough questions. You've got to be honest with them, but also making you go to the uncomfortable places. And most people have heard of, here's where life is, and here's where the action is, or here's where your comfort zone is, and here's where life happens. Helping them get out of their comfort zone, because a lot of the times the owners know what it is they need to do. They just need help getting out of their comfort zone. So what they would get from me and from any other good coach is a bit of a roller coaster ride of great highs of achievement and a fair bit of discomfort as they move through, adopt new habits and become comfortable with things they otherwise were uncomfortable with. So it's not always a pleasant experience, is what I'm trying to say, but that's deliberate and necessary.
Sounds like no pain, no gain.
You got it. You only get what it's like a bank. You get in what you put in. You get out what you put in.
What would be some parting thoughts you would have for anyone who is actually contemplating finding a business coach like yourself?
Do it would be #1, but test drive a couple. I mean, most coaches will give you at least half an hour, maybe an hour or so on the phone or in person to establish whether they could help you. Don't go with the first one that you find. Try and find people who are like you, who have had a coach, and see if that coach could work for you. Because personality is a big thing, and if you like X person, say they're a friend of yours or a colleague in this competitor kind of thing, that you get on well with, if the coach has gelled well with them, it's likely that they'll gel well with you. But there's all ranges of people and business owners, and there's all ranges of coaches, and you shouldn't just settle for the first one. Go and test drive a couple.
That's very sage advice, Rupert. What would be the best way for someone who's looking for a business coach to actually get in touch with you?
Well, I can be found at rupertwhiting.com or rwhiting@focalpointcoaching.com. I guess we'll put that up at the end of this little session here, Andy, or 604-339-5369, which is somewhere on the bottom here. And I will do exactly what I said, half an hour or so on the phone, maybe followed up with an hour's meeting, because it's imperative for me that I think I speak for all business coaches, that we make sure that we can help the clients before we start engaging with them. It protects our reputation, and it makes sure that the client knows what they're going to get, and there's no room for misunderstanding. So yeah, any of those through the web, or Coach Rupert on Twitter.com, Facebook, etc. But really, just pick up the phone, give me a call, and we'll see what we can do about setting up a meeting.
Well, that's excellent. Thank you very much for your time, Rupert. I appreciate it. Once again, it's Randy from Expert Interview Series TV, and that was Rupert Whiting, business coach out of Vancouver, BC. Stay tuned just after this. You'll see the contact information for Rupert, and thank you very much for joining us today.
My pleasure.